Well, we're back to another beautiful Thursday. It's a rainy Thursday, but it's still beautiful. I'll give you all a moment to come on in. It's lunchtime, time for Set Free with me. So I'll give you all a few minutes. And if you're on already, just shout at me, say something, say hey, say hi, say hello, say hola, say something if you're watching. Every Thursday at noon, we come to you at lunchtime. And so I can't believe how fast these weeks are rolling around. Can you? It really, really feels like 2020 started yesterday, but here we are, and we are in November. Oh my goodness. So, hey, everybody, holla at me if you're watching and tell me what you're having for lunch because it is lunchtime on Thursday. And I know some of you are out there, some of you are here every week. So, please definitely throw a comment in the chat. Let us know you're here. But I want to just talk a little bit today with you about the benefits of diligence and the ways that being diligent pays off. Diligence is one of those words that it's nice to have synonyms for so you understand what in the world the person's talking about. So tell me what diligence means to you. If you had to use one word to describe diligence, what would it be? Just throw a word in that chat. For me, it would be consistency. And consistency is one of those things that most of us have to work at. In January, how many of you made New Year's resolutions and you've struggled to keep them after a certain month? Usually, somewhere around March, we start to slack off a little bit because we're excited in December, we're excited in January. By February, our fire goes down a little bit. And then by March, some of us are like, okay, well, so much for that. So if you know what I'm talking about, just type a 3 in the chat. You know how hard it is to be consistent. But that's my subject today. That's what I preached on this past Sunday. But I want to talk with you today about the payoff for diligence because it is amazing. So, diligence, of course, simply means to be consistent or to be constant in your efforts to complete something. And starting is great, but finishing is better. Tell me in the chat what you finished recently. And is there something you've been able to finish during the corona pandemic that maybe you would not have been able to do before this breakout? Just type something. Y'all must be asleep today. I know it's raining, and when it rains, that's the greatest weather to sleep. But Elania says diligence is thorough. I know that's right, Elania. A diligent person usually is thorough. Yep. Because they're not going to quit. Valerie says consistent. Yes, consistent. Because and Bernice says faithful, and that's true too. Diligent people definitely are faithful. Y'all coming up with these great answers. Any more synonyms out there when you think of diligence? But diligence is all those things that you all just said, Elenia and Valerie and Bernice. Yep, that's what diligence is. How many of you now, let me ask you this question. How many of you struggle with diligence or with consistency? I'm putting up both hands. I'm putting up both hands, especially if you're the kind of person you get a lot of good ideas regularly. And sometimes you want to start all of them. Cynthia said discipline. You right, Cynthia. That's an excellent synonym for diligence. Discipline, meaning I'm going to start it, but I'm going to discipline myself to carry it out and finish it. I'm going to stick it out all the way to the end. How many of you have started a goal this year and met that goal? And if it's not too personal, tell us what it is. Cynthia said, I upgraded my home office. Yay! A lot of home renovations are going on there. Bernice cleaned up her closet. Guess what, y'all? I'm doing both those things. I cleaned up my closet, and there are renovations going on right now. I don't know if you can hear them, but they're drilling away in here at a floor. What else have you all done? Other goals you've set during the pandemic and reached? It's been a great time to get things done. Elenia said she finished a grad course. Yes, on student engagement at Morgan State. Way to go, Elenia. If you're like me, I'm not happy about the COVID pandemic. I'm not, but I have taken advantage of this still time that I know I wouldn't have had if I were on my regular schedule. Oh my goodness. So diligence is powerful. Now listen to this. A team has to be coached. Any team, basketball, baseball, football, there's always a coach. There's always someone who holds the thing together and helps everybody understand how all the pieces fit. So a team has to be coached. A child has to be raised. How many of you are raising children? Tell me how many. A child has to be raised. Someone has to rear that child from infancy to adulthood. An airplane has to be flown. And though most of the stuff on airplanes now is automatic, you still have to have the person who knows what buttons to push and when. Right? Tell me how many kids you're raising out there. Just type a number in the chat and talk to me. And a car has to be driven, even though they have these new ones supposedly coming out that drive themselves. But a car has to be driven, and you and I, we have to be managed. Now, what does that mean to you when you think of managing yourself? What thoughts come to mind, or what do you think that includes? Drop something in the chat and tell me. For me, it means planning. It means reevaluating my plan. It means every day making sure that I'm sticking to the plans that I have made and the goals that I have set. My goals come from the Lord because I've asked him what he wants to do with my life. And he's so gracious because not only do I do what he desires, but then he gives me the desires of my heart. And so I'm able to do the things that he desires of me. But I also have hobbies and interests and things I love to do. And he blesses us to do both. What are some of your hobbies out there? I love, 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 love. Did I say love? I love to travel and I love to spend time with family. What do you love to do? What are you diligent about making sure that you do? Because diligent people, once they set a goal, they stick to it. All right. Alima says, creating a good cookbook for my grandchildren. Alima, you can bring me some of that bread. You know exactly what kind I'm talking about. She makes the best. Alima, what was the name of that bread you used to make me all the time? Oh my God, it was so delicious. And I don't eat it from anybody else but you. So good to see you today. All right. Listen to this passage from Proverbs. Alana says, painting and gardening. I know that's right, Alana. Those are things that really are so peaceful too and so enjoyable. I love to garden as well. Proverbs 25:28 says, he that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. I'm so glad today that I have a lifestyle of diligence so that my level of self-control causes me not to be like a city broken down. How many of you can say, I'm not a broken down city, right? It's so important that the affirmations that we speak over our own lives. So as I decree and declare, I'm not broken down. I have self-control, which leads me to have diligence. Yes. So when we think about diligence, a lot of times we think about a good work ethic, and that's true. They are related. But an attitude of diligence will cause you to finish what you start. And so it'll help you and assist you in reaching the goals that you set for your life. So diligent people, there's several things they do. I'll just share one of them, one or two of them with you today. But number one, they are planners. Do I have any planners out there? How many planners are watching today? People who sit down and write a detailed, y'all hear the noise? I told you, you hear him drilling the floor? But a plan, of course, is a detailed written summary of what you hope to accomplish. And all of us, listen, corporations have them. And our lives are more important than a corporation. So if corporations have them, what about us? What's your plan for your life this year? What had you planned for 2020? And listen, I hope you didn't let Corona stop you because you can still thrive and flourish even in a pandemic. Oh, you really can. All right. So a plan is just a detailed proposal for doing or achieving something. Do you have a plan? Just yes or no me in the chat today. Do you have a plan for your life? All right. Denise said too much and too much time. Hi, Denise. It's good to see you. And Alima, I'm still waiting for you to tell me the name of that bread. But how many of you are planners? You have a plan for your life. You've written out some things that you want to accomplish. All right, Elania says, I'm definitely a planner. Me too, Elania. Zucchini bread. I knew it. That's right, Karima. Listen, I miss that zucchini bread. Alima makes the best zucchini bread ever, 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 ever. And so plans are important. So when you think about being diligent, diligent people, they're planners. They're already, watch this, they are already into 2021 with their planning. Now they're living each day and they're still in 2020. That's where we are. But their plans go beyond where they currently operate. That's important because each year you want to accomplish, even if there's small steps or small things or big things or in the middle, you want to make sure that you have a plan and you're working a plan. What that does for your life, it's so exciting when you set a goal and you reach a goal. It even boosts your self-esteem. All right. And so diligent people, they're planners. And then in addition to being planners, they are persistent. They persevere. And that means no matter what comes their way, whether things are going with well and things are going the way they had planned, or if they've come up against an obstacle, they don't quit. They take their plan and they modify it. They say, okay, I may not be able to do this in 6 months, but I'll get it done in 12. Or it may take me 18, but I'll get this plan accomplished. And so they are great planners, but they also are persistent. They don't stop in the face of adversity. They don't change their mind and go a different direction. Hope y'all can still hear me because, like I said, they're in here. Cynthia, you got that room done, that office done. I'm in here getting a new bathroom and I can hear. And I want them to drill away. Have you ever been without your bathroom for a couple weeks? Whew. And we have other bathrooms in the house, but it's different getting up at night, going just into your little restroom. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Anybody out there ever get a bathroom redone? It can be very inconvenient. How about a kitchen? Have you ever gotten the kitchen redone? I haven't, but I understand that's very, very inconvenient. But back to our topic for today. I love, if you look at nature, there are so many lessons for us in nature. Ants work all summer long storing food for the winter. So while everybody else is at the beach and enjoying the sun, ants are working. As soon as it gets warm and they wake up, they start working. They begin to gather and they can be a headache too because they'll show up at your picnic, they'll show up at your house. They don't care where they have to get their food from. They are so focused that they come to get food to begin to store for the winter. And that's the kind of work ethic you and I have to have. If we're going to really prosper, we have to think ahead, think about what needs to be done, and begin to work on it before that time arrives. That's the payoff for being diligent. And you know what's so awesome about being diligent? Lots of times, people who are diligent end up being in the right place at the right time. And it's not that they are smarter or better than anyone else, they were prepared. They were prepared. When opportunity and preparation meet, you got something. Anybody get a new job this year? Anyone get a new job, retire, or start a new career? Anybody? Drop a line and tell me about it. Lots of new this year. I can say that with all that has happened this year, there's been a lot of new this, new that, new perspective, new attitude, just new. So I know a lot of new things happen for folks this year. Certainly some new things happened in my life, and I celebrate those things and I thank God for them. But we're talking about the payoffs for the diligent. Have you ever stuck to something that was really, really difficult and it turned out well for you? Why don't you tell us about it? There are a few things in my life that were very hard, and I stuck them out, and they ended up turning out very well. And in hindsight, I'm so happy that I didn't quit. I'm so happy that I didn't give up. I'm so happy that I listened to this. Did not let life give me a script, but I gave life my script. Diligent people don't take life's script, they write their own ticket. And when you're diligent, you can do that because diligent people have the patience to wait. They see what they want and they wait it out no matter how long it takes. And it's a great feeling when your desires are fulfilled. So I hope you're having a good time today at lunch. Nobody told me what they were eating. Valerie says she retired this year. You way to go, Valerie. That's awesome. What are you eating for lunch? Did anybody share today what you're having for lunch? I just had an amazing turkey Polish sausage sandwich on whole wheat bread with relish, ketchup, and mustard. Ah, did I tell you how good it was? It was so good. And I had with it some fresh squeezed lemonade. Jade, you're eating ramen. What you eating with it? Awesome. I know you all out there eating lunches. Look, it's lunchtime. Have you ever worked so hard though that you work right past lunch and didn't eat anything? I can't be the only one. Yeah, some days I just eat so hard. I mean, work so hard rather. Fish sticks, all right. On break from a virtual platform. I know that's right, Alana. But some days I've worked so hard or worked straight through and didn't eat. And I noticed, watch this, when you love what you do, sometimes you get so caught up you forget to eat. Not a habit you want to keep, though. But thank you all for joining me today for lunch every Thursday. I'm going to come to you at noon, at the noon hour, just to chat, just to talk. I hope everybody's doing okay. I know this has been a very interesting year, but a lot of good things come out of rough times. Rough times are often the fertilizer to get us stirred up and moving in the right direction. So some of us, this year was good for us because we're not sitting around chilling anymore. We're moving out and moving forward on those things we should have been doing all along. That's what's so excuse me, so good about it for me. So I pray that you have a great weekend. I'm looking forward to spending time with family. Friday's my family day. I mean, I see my family, talk to them all week long, but Friday, there's something special about Friday because that's Ganny time. I get to spend time with my grandkids and my adult kids and just enjoy life. God is good. Enjoy one day at a time. And remember that if you have breath, you are already more blessed than thousands of people across our nation right now who are struggling to breathe. Let everything that have breath praise ye the Lord. God is good. Have a great weekend.